some meatloaf. The shoes have spoken. So we are going to make smoked meatloaf, but before we go any further, I just want to thank the sponsor. That's right, Batman. Where's the meatloaf? Where is it? Calm down, Bruce. Don't call me Bruce. His utility belt's bound up tight. All right, so today we're making this. What you need is a big pan. You need 1 1/2 pound of cow.
That's a horse.
Cow. We're gonna use cow. Pound of pig. See where the ribs come from. Ground pig. That's probably not where it comes from, but. So we have 2 1/2 pounds of ground beef and 1 pound of sausage. So that's 3 1/2 pounds. You gained that over a weekend eating Doritos, Tubby. Relax. So we're gonna start off with a teaspoon of two-step fire. Two-step fire. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of Heath Rowell's garlic jalapeno rub. 2 tablespoons. We also have 2 tablespoons of Killer Hog barbecue rub. Hey, this is a barbecue smoked meatloaf. This ain't something your mama does up in the oven or granny, so just relax. All right, so the next thing we need is 2 unborn chickens. You always use a separate bowl because if you get eggshells in there and you get it all mixed up in your meatloaf, you're just gonna leave it. You ain't digging it out. And somebody's gonna be chewing on it. Now, the easiest way to mix these up, You Suck at Cooking guy has come up with different fanjangling devices and none of them work, but he invented this fanjangler. Look at that. That's doggone fanjangler right there. Now, for $572.68 plus shipping and handling. Doggone fanjangled out. You suck at cooking, he still sucks at cooking, and he sucks at fanjangling. Use a dadgum fork. Don't beat him to death. Just mix them up. Put them unborn chickens. 1 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I got to get this thing out right here because I see everybody using it. Since everybody uses it, I'm going to use it too. So what we got here is 1 teaspoon of garlic paste. Garlic. We have 1/4 red pepper. Now here's the thing. We're going to put a total of 1 whole pepper in there, but we're going to use red, green, and yellow peppers. So after you get the green, yellow, and red peppers in there, we're going to do 2 chopped jalapenos. 1 medium size onion. I got 3/4 cup of milk. I have 1/3 cup of white sauce. I have a teaspoon of paprika. All right, we got everything into this bowl. We're gonna use our hand to mix it up. Wash your hands. You wanna use one of them girly rubber gloves, go right ahead. So we're just gonna get all this here incorporated together. You'll be watching a video and somebody be like, you know what? There ain't no right way or no wrong way to do this. I'm here to tell you, bro, there is a wrong way. I mean, I've had people call me and say, hey, come over for dinner. And you get there and you start eating, you're like, oh my, hey, where's your dog at? They're like, bro, we don't have a dog. So you know you're doomed to eat that trash. Then the next time they call you, you're just like, yeah, hey man, I'd love to come over, but I got malaria. I ain't gonna make it. They say don't overwork this hamburger. And I know what you're thinking by overworked. You're thinking, you know what? I gotta get up off the couch and go get the mail from mama. You know what? You are a loaf, and I don't mean a meatloaf or a shoe loaf. You are a professional loafer. Looser. This here's gonna get wrapped and it's going into the freezer till it's froze. So while we're finished mixing this up, I'm gonna let you know we're gonna smoke this at 250 degrees. So at about 3 1/2 pounds of meat, you got about 3 to 4 hours of smoking ahead of you. We're gonna go ahead and turn this thing into a loaf. I know it looks like it's gonna fall apart, but you just gotta get this baby close. And one of the things I like to do is I like to press these ends down and make them a little bit thinner so you get some meatloaf burnt ends. So we just take this, pull that meatloaf up tight. You know, right after I'm done getting this here into a loaf, I think we're gonna make us a homemade beer. So you've got this wrapped up. I made this one kind of wide because I'm gonna cut it for sandwiches. You gotta put this in the freezer overnight. You want it to be rock hard. Since you've worked that fat, I'm not talking about work the fat off around your love handles. I'm talking about you have broke down the fat in this hamburger. And if you put this on your grill or your smoker right now, it will fall apart. You have to let that fat set back up. So we're going to the freezer overnight. All right, while we're waiting, I'm gonna show you how to make a homemade beer. 3 easy steps. First of all, you need to get a beer mug. Then you got to get a beer. There we go. Oh, talk to me, Daddy. Let me tell you what, Milwaukee's best. Yeah, so stop letting your meatloaf and let's get it on. All right, we've let that meat sit in the freezer all night. Next thing you gotta do, prepare your cooking surfaces. You gotta lube it up. Let's get this unwrapped. So it's froze, there's no doubt about that. You're gonna have to get some seasoning to stick to it, and we're gonna use Y sauce. Why? Because it's sauce and we like to use it. I know you're saying W, but I say why sauce? Why? Why sauce? Well, the reason why you sauce is because you need a binder for your seasonings to stick to. This here goes good with beef. It goes real good. Now that we got our binder on there, killer hog. You know, this ain't no inside meatloaf, baby. This is smoked. Make sure you get them sides. You're not worried about getting the bottom. You want to leave that exposed. As it thaws out, sucks in the seasoning, it's drawing on the back of that meatloaf. It's sucking all that smoke up in there, and it's going to be right. So I'll be right back with you. I'm going to get this on the grill. All right, here's the finished product. What we got here is 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's 3.5 pounds of meat. So once you get it out of the smoker, you've got to let it rest because it's like any other meat. It's kind of tensed up, it's got to loosen up, and it's got to redistribute them their sauces or juices, whatever you want to call it. And I can see you scratching yourself going, you know what? I'd really like to make this meatloaf, but I'm having a hard time deciphering the recipe. You know what? I don't blame you. You're a product of the public school system. So hey, when you jump off that short bus tonight and you head home, you tell your mama, Mama, you failed me, and I want some meatloaf. She's going to look at you with that loving twinkling in her eye and say, you know what, son, I did fail you. Why don't you go downstairs and play you a video game, and I'll call you when this meatloaf's done. All right, Mama. Mama, don't forget to smoke the meatloaf! All right, hey, I finally came to the conclusion. I got to move on with this video. Because it don't matter what I say, what I do. You and your mama, well, that's your relationship. So I'm going to show you how to put this together here real quick. I'm going to use this here knife. Take a gander at what we got going on inside this. Look at that. Look at all those peppers, baby. I'm telling you what, this is one juicy meatloaf. Look at that nice crust on the bottom. A little bit of a burn in. I'm going to show you how to slice this thing up and serve it because I'm ready to eat. All right, this is how you're going to serve this thing up. Get you some potatoes. Throw them potatoes down like that. Bacon. Put you some bacon. Look at that. Oh my. Some fresh cheddar cheese. Cheese. Get you a nice piece of meatloaf. Set that on there. Don't forget a little extra sauce. We're gonna give this a whirl, baby. Make sure you get it all. Make sure you get potatoes, bacon, cheese, meatloaf. Yeah! All right, that about wraps it up. I loaf that you stuck around. I loaf you because your mama sure don't love you. Hey, and I would also love if you would subscribe to this channel. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Batman. Where's the meatloaf? Hey, till next time, put the game controller down and get outside and cook something.